In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through what it takes to create a cut list for a workshop cart. The cart was designed to allow for storage of many of the tools and supplies found in my workshop, yet I needed to be movable. It's made up of 9 bins of various sizes, 2 shelves for storage, and side shelves where I could store clamps, router bits, drill bits, something small. I've used Excel to create a list of parts I need to cut out. There aren't a lot of them, but the same old problem exists. What's the best way to cut out the plywood, yet minimize the waste? And that's where Offcuts can help. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new project, and we're going to call this Workshop Cart. Now before we start adding parts to our project, we need to go over to the Inventory tab and make sure it has the material I need. Now I want this to be made out of pine plywood and pine for the runners. So you notice here on the materials list we have for sheet goods, we have balsa birch, maple, oak, but no pine. So to add pine, we just click on materials type here, add new material, and type pine. Now we've created the material type, but it's not shown here yet. And the reason for that is it has no sized material behind it. So let's do that now. We'll click on the add button, pine, 3/4 of an inch, 96 by 48. We have a price for this, it's $67, and we're going to get this from Home Depot. Now, before I hit save here, you'll notice that I skipped over something here called quantity. What quantity does is it allows me to tell Offcuts how much material I have in my workshop. By leaving it at 99, it basically says I have unlimited. I have 99 sheets of this plywood available to me to use. But I may only have 1 sheet. So I could just type 1 here. And when Offcuts goes and calculates it, when it finishes filling up all the material that can fit on that sheet, it now looks for the next best sized material that I have in order to fulfill the needs of our project. If I don't have this available anymore, I could just type in 0 and we're good to go. Now Offcuts doesn't maintain a running inventory as each time you create it, you generate a cut list. That's up to you, because you can generate a cut list multiple times and you don't want it to keep decreasing that number. So it's important to note it's up for you to maintain and you to manage. The other thing to note is that all this material in our inventory is shared across all projects. Okay, so let's add another one here. I've got also a sheet of 48 by 48, which is a little cheaper. It's only $35. We can get that at Home Depot as well. Now the final one we need is I know I need backing for this, so it's a 1/4 inch, 96 by 48, and it's at $37. And here are the pieces we just added in. So I said I need lumber as well, so let's click on the lumber tab. We already have 1 piece. It's a small one, 12 inches by 3 inches. And it's only 1/2 inch thick, so we need to add another one that matches what we need for our project. So we'll click pine. It's 3/4 of an inch. We know it's 48 inches by 6 inches, and it's at $7 as well, and we can get that again at Home Depot. And that's it. We've now set our inventory up. We're ready to add all the parts to our project. To make life easier for us in terms of organizing parts, let's create 2 categories for our project, case and drawers. So the way we do it, we hit on the groups button, add group, we type case, and we add another one, drawers. And we'll show you how this works as we add our parts. So let's add the first part. So this is a case, this is our shelf support. We're using sheet goods and pine. We need 4 of these. The thickness is 3/4. It's 28 3/4 by 3 inches. Now you'll notice something here called ignore grain. What ignore grain does is it gives Offcuts the indicator of how it can best optimize the laying out of parts to minimize the waste. If we're building fine furniture, we want the grain pattern to be in a certain direction. We don't want Offcuts rotating our part for best fit, so we leave that as no. But for this particular project, I don't care about grain direction. I want to maximize the yield I get from each of those sheet goods that's going to make up my project, and to reduce the costs. So we're going to set that to be yes. Now we can go ahead and add another one, which are the ends. So I'll come back once we've entered in all the parts for our case and drawers. Okay, the last one we have to enter here is our drawer guides. And it's not out of sheet goods, it's out of lumber. So we'll pick pine. Okay, so there's our project. We've entered all the parts that we need that makes up our project, all listed here. If we want to edit it, we can double click on it or click the edit button on the toolbar. We can duplicate a selected item. So now let's take a look at what it looks like in the cut list. Here is our pine parts. We need 2 boards. And here's the layout for the plywood portions, the 3/4 inch by 96 by 48. It's done all the laying out for us, including some of the parts. If you notice on, for instance, here, it's rotated the parts for a best fit. These are following the grain, the horizontal grain. And the ones over here are vertical. And as we click through each of the other layouts, we see how it's placed each of the parts for us. So imagine trying doing this on your own. This would be next to impossible. It's so much easier when you use something like Offcuts. So the final thing we can do is we can go over to the Report tab and get an overview of how much this is going to cost. So here it's broken it down for us. We know our project is going to cost us $252. We have $14 worth of lumber, $238 worth of sheet goods, 96 by 48, and 196 by 48 by 1/4. If we press the print button, we'll get a much richer report out of this that we can take into the workshop. So that's Offcuts. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any comments. We'd love to hear from you.